guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Samantha. I am a homeschooling stay-at-home mom of 4 kiddos, and in today's video I just wanted to do a 2021 year in review, sort of a reflection over this past year. 2021 for us started off really great, and for the most part it was actually a really good year. But there are parts of it that were probably made it, like, there were parts of the year that were some of the hardest parts for me and my family and my husband that we've ever gone through. And so I'm not going to tell you guys everything, but I do kind of want to talk to you guys about some of the high points and low points of 2021 for myself. So I hope that this video is interesting to you and it's something that you guys enjoy. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. I will say, when I look back on things, and I've always kind of like lived this way ever since I was really young, is with decisions that I make and things that we do, things that happen to us, I try to embrace each moment and each season for what it is. And if you remember, if you were here and you watched the video of like my 2021 goals video and like my word of the year, I will link that here so you guys can go back and watch it if that's something that you're interested in seeing. But my word of the year was peace, and I had no idea, the ways that God used me, and he used my, the seasons that I've gone through this year and situations that I've been in this year, and it really grounded me and seriously really gave me peace throughout 2021. And at one point it was like supernatural, God-given peace that I know I could not have ever had other than through God himself. So that is just amazing, and I definitely felt that over myself this year, was peace, even through the really good times. And like I said, I had some low points. Like I still had a sense of peace. I still feel like every day when I pray to God, he definitely came through and it granted me that peace that I was seeking this year. So I absolutely love that. A little bit back to what I was saying is, I'm not someone who like regrets things that I do, regrets decisions. I can reflect on things and figure out ways to be better, or figure out ways to improve, but I don't regret decisions that I make, because every decision that we make, I mean, we have a choice in those, and so we just kind of have to learn and grow from them, rather than like settle and sulk and think negatively about things that you have done over the year. So in 2021, this was our second full year of homeschooling. If you don't know our homeschool story, we actually pulled our kids out of public school in December 2019 / January 2020. I sent the withdrawal letter and all of those things right before the Christmas break, but my kids went back that first week in January, just for like a couple of that, when they go back to public school after Christmas, it's only for like 2 or 3 days. And so my kids went back that week for a couple of days so that they could pick up all of their supplies and also give back library books and things like that. And so we had a half a school year that year, but that was also, the COVID year. And so everyone ended up being out at home eventually, but we did make that decision before COVID had actually hit. And then last year was our first full year homeschooling, and we entered in our second year this year. And I'll say I've been a much more confident homeschooling mom this year. I've actually been way more laid back this year than I would ever have imagined, and that's kind of just because of life and situations that have gone on, that I've had to kind of let go of my own rigidity and my own structure, and just kind of embrace some some increased flexibility, if you will. So yeah. Another thing that was really great for us in 2021 is we made some huge financial goals and got ourselves out of debt, which is really, really exciting. I read lots of really good, actually I started lots of really good books in 2021, and I'll talk about this more in my goals video for 2022. But one of them, a little sneak peek, is to actually finish all of the books that I start. But I have 4 books here that I read and I finished that really touched me and that were a huge like part of growth in me and just really good reads for me in 2021. The first book is Becoming Mom Strong, and I'll have all of these linked down in the description for you guys. But yes, the first is Becoming Mom Strong. Second is Introverted Mom. Third is Homeschool Bravely. And fourth is Teaching from Rest. And if you're new to my channel or you've never watched any videos where I talk about books, I don't enjoy like fantasies, romance, all of those sorts of books. I am a huge nonfiction, personal growth, Christian book, politic book kind of a reader. And I did read some other really good books that were political books, but these 4 I feel like were my favorites and that really hit home with me this year. So those are the 4 that I wanted to recommend to you guys. Another like twofold huge thing that happened for us this year is we sold our house where we were living. We absolutely loved that house. It was a beautiful home, and you know, in suburbia, I guess. But we were looking for a change in our lifestyle, a slower down pace. And so we sold that house and we bought a much smaller house, a house that ended up needing lots and lots of work from us, which we're currently in the process of. But it's on 20 acres. And I just feel like for us, it's exactly what we were looking for. The land that we have is absolutely beautiful. There is, you know, the space that we need for our kids to explore and have fun adventures, but also for us to become a self-sufficient family. So we are going to be getting a we already have one raised bed garden area. We're going to get another one put up. We're going to get a greenhouse put up. We already have 2 different chicken coops. We're going to get chickens in there. And then we're just trying to figure out other animals that we want. But we have a well. This property already came with a well in its wall, house, everything. So we have septic at the house. So it has everything that we need already. So we're not having to put in a whole lot of money to getting a septic system or a well drilled or anything like that. We were able to come and just basically move right onto the property. But we do have to work on the house. And so I'm super, super, super excited about it. Lots of good things to come. And if you have been here, you know we've already started renovations on our house. And I'm excited about the home renovation series that I'm going to be doing here on my YouTube. I already have one video up for that series and another one coming soon. So keep a lookout for those. So that is really exciting in 2021. I decided to tutor for CC this year, and that has been wonderful. I wasn't sure that I would enjoy it or that I would even be any good at it, but teaching kids, whether it's my own or other people's kids, I'm just kind of in my element, especially small groups. So I'm more of a one-on-one teacher, but small groups I can handle. And so I really have been enjoying tutoring CC for this year. And I've already told our director that I'm open to doing it again next year. So that was a huge thing for me in 2021, is getting out of my comfort zone and allowing myself to say yes to something new and different, and becoming a tutor for CC. And then like I mentioned, we've had some things happen. We've had here recently, we've had major sickness in our family that we've gone through. But for the most part, we had a pretty healthy 2021, which was really amazing. We would have, you know, some allergy flare-ups here and there, or you know, little sniffles here and there throughout the year, but nothing major until recently. We got sick right after Thanksgiving, and we were sick, like seriously right up until Christmas. And some of us are still kind of getting over that. But so there was some sickness that we were getting through. But I've kind of like brought up to you guys within the probably, what was it, like October, November, that something big had happened in our lives, and it kind of threw me for a loop for a little bit. It kind of threw me off, and I told you guys that I was just kind of going through something, and I wasn't sure that I would talk about it, but I think this is the perfect time for me to talk about it, because it's not something that I want to keep in and hold in when I know that so many women go through this. And being able to connect with other women and be supportive to one another is a goal of mine here on this channel. So this is another one of those things that sadly I now have first, like, you know, my own experience, because this is something new to me even after 4 kids. But we did experience a miscarriage this year. So I found out that I was pregnant with baby number 5. Me and my husband were super excited. And like, we were already getting things going, just because I've had 4 healthy pregnancies. I've gotten pregnant 4 times. I've had 4 healthy babies. And so having a miscarriage, while each pregnancy has been something that I've been afraid of, this time around I just kind of wasn't really expecting it. Even though I know it's always, like, you know, there's always a chance. But so yes, found out I was pregnant in August, and then in early October is whenever we found out that the baby had stopped growing. I was about 9.5 weeks pregnant, and so we found out the baby stopped growing, but my body still thought that it was pregnant. So I was still experiencing symptoms and all of that. And it actually took 2 weeks for my body. I decided to go the, I decided to let my body do its thing naturally. And so it took 2 weeks for my body to, it took a week for my body to finally realize that I was no longer pregnant, and I began to bleed. And then it took another week for me to actually have the completed miscarriage. So it was 2 weeks of just complete heartbreak, of still having like pregnancy symptoms, feeling like I was pregnant, knowing that I had a baby inside of me, but not actually having, like, not actually being pregnant, and knowing that the baby inside me was not alive. That was probably like the most traumatizing thing, and it was really hard. But yes, my husband and I, like, we were devastated. We were super, super heartbroken, but God, like, so yes, we were super, super, devastated and heartbroken, but then God came in and just, but God, came in. I praised and I worshiped him through it all. And this is kind of why I didn't want to talk about it, because it's just really hard even still to talk about it and like not cry. But God really showed up, and my community really showed up too. Trying to get through this. But yes, God really showed up. My community really showed up for us. And that was amazing. So one of my sisters, who's like, I look up to her so much in regards to like her relationship and her walk with God and her faith that she has in him. And even she was like surprised by like the amount of peace that I had. And I told her, like, it's all God, because I still don't know how I'm keeping it together. And I told her, it's all God, because there are times that I just couldn't contain myself and I would break down, and there was other times too where I just, the woman and the words that I was speaking, I couldn't even believe myself that I was saying those things, and how much peace and calm I had. So I had a dream before I found out that the baby was in fact no longer alive. I had a dream, and it sounds so crazy, and every time I tell people, I'm like, I promise I had this dream. It's real. But I just had a dream that Jesus like appeared in my dream and just had his hands like this. And before we got the confirmation that the baby wasn't alive, I thought it was like God telling me that, you know, the baby was going to be okay, we were going to find a heartbeat. But once that wasn't the case, and I reflected back on that, I feel like that was God's way of showing me and telling me that my baby went from my womb to his hands. It's so hard to talk about because I can't stop crying, but I promise you guys I do have peace. I have peace about it all. But that truly, truly gave me peace, is that dream that I had, and just knowing like this baby went straight to be with Jesus. So yes, that is like, I feel like God really gave me peace, and he really showed up and has continued to show up over the last few months for me, especially because during that time we were in the middle of selling our house. We had to pack, we had to move, we had to close, like we had so much going on, and I still had to show up every day and be a mom to my 4 kids and a wife to my husband and a person selling their house and buying a new house. So there was a lot happening during that time. I'm sorry if I made this video super uncomfortable, but that is, but I just thought that it was really important to share, because on the outside looking in, a lot of times people's lives can seem like they don't go through hard things. We always want to put out the good stuff because the hard stuff is uncomfortable. But if me being honest and vulnerable here can help one of you, or I can be a support to one of you, like, that means everything to me. Whew. So if I can be a support to any of you, or someone for you to come and talk to because this is something you've been through and you're still trying to heal, or you're going through it right now and you just don't know who you can talk to, my email is always in the description box. So feel free to email me anytime. If you're comfortable, put it in the comments. I'll reply to you guys there. You can always go to my Instagram, among.stouts, and message me there as well. If you're looking for someone to talk to be a support, or, you know, just to lend your sweet words to me, I would be super appreciative of your guys' prayers over me and my family. And so that is our 2021. Like I said, lots and lots of highs. There are some low points. We got a little heartbroken along the way. But God showed up and our community showed up. And so I have nothing but gratefulness in my heart, to be honest. So I'm filled with gratitude, love, and peace over 2021. I hope that you guys had an amazing year. I would love to hear what was something great that happened to you in 2021. We can look back on 2020 and 2021 and see all of the hard things going on in our society. And, you know, depending on where your state, it's much worse for you than it is in some places. Like for me here in Texas, you know, we've been open, and, you know, we don't really have a lot of craziness going on, but I know that's not the case for some other states. So if you need to vent, let me know. But I would really love to hear and see you guys reflect on your 2021 and find the good parts about it, and find gratitude, find love, and hopefully peace in what the year brought to you. And I would super enjoy seeing those down in the comments. So if you guys enjoyed this video, I hope that you will give it a like. If you aren't already a part of my community, I would love to have you here. So go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.